skill required besides, or qualification is just to be a resident within the town.
Okay, so explain to me, how many class 4s do we have on our court right now?
I think the board's made up of what? You would know better than I would.
I would not, I'm sorry. I try to stay away from those
It's
issues.
9 members, I think there's 4 class 4s, right? Or something like that.
Class 1 is the mayor, class 2 is the commissioner, class 3
There might
are
be
the,
6 class 4s,
the officials. Right.
5 or 6.
So 6 can actually have a decision on whether something gets, a project goes forward or doesn't.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, so
But it's the
this,
same qualification for being a commissioner, with all due respect, you just need to be a resident.
well, people don't vote people just because they're residents, obviously. And I'm just asking the mayor, why
The
did you
qualifications
appoint
are
Miguel?
just
Do you
limited.
know Mr. Miguel? You don't know, I'm not saying nothing tonight? Quiet there, huh? Well, this is a problem. Oh, no, I never met him, I just, we have to vote on this.
On the street.
Miguel Borrego, as far as I know, is employed by the town of West New York, West New York Board of Education as a custodian. He's been
So it's
doing it
another
for,
employee of the town being appointed to
he's
another
not an
board.
employee of the town, he's an employee of the.
Commissioner Wiley, Commissioner
Employee
Wiley.
within- he's within
Well,
that.
I just want to tell you
Well,
something,
within
the
the
reason
town of
why,
West New York.
the reason why the mayor is not responding to you is because you filed a harassment complaint against him, and it's pending. And one of your claims is that he either annoyed you or that you're afraid of him. And if those two are your claims, you shouldn't be speaking to him, even though we're here at an official meeting, and perhaps there would be an exception for it.
Official
His
matter.
counsel, his attorney has advised him not to address it. So you can
Well,
address
that's a
any other
shame we
member.
don't answer this, because we have a lot of people where the 67th Street project took place and was pushed through by people who were unqualified.
You're wrong
Well, we're
about
in
that.
part,
That
so we're
project,
in
67th Street
conflict
project
of
was actually
interest.
voted down.
that project is
The
off.
67th Street project was actually
Boulevard
rejected
East.
by the Boulevard East project was in front of the
I'm not
zoning
talking
board.
about 67th and Park, that's another headache in itself.
Well, they're 2 different boards.
And when I asked the mayor and Gil last meeting about, did they know anything about the seller's property, they played like they didn't know nothing.
I actually did not know, I told you the
You did have
truth,
no
I did not
idea.
play, I don't play.
And you had,
I
and
told you the
mayor had
truth.
no idea.
I looked at the contracts, learned everything about it after it happened.
Yeah. It's just, it doesn't
telling
seem
you.
right to me. I don't know where you expect these people to park in the future here in Westfield.
Is the public allowed to speak here? Oh,
Not yet, no.
well, my question would be, because I was at that meeting, and the planning board had no clue what they were doing. Yeah? No, I was allowed to ask.
And they voted it down.
Well, okay, never mind.
All right, so another person who's employed within the town is sitting on another board that can be influenced. That's how I see it. Instead of getting somebody outside who might have a little knowledge of these things and making decisions on the rest of 50,000 people should not be, that's the kind of person that should be here that's qualified. And I'll just repeat that again.
Do you have anyone that you would recommend?
And you know, we talked about this at the last time, you promised the people, but maybe we'll create a committee, maybe we'll put something out in public. Carmelo told you this is something.
There
we
is
do.
something on the website, there is an application, no one has applied, unfortunately, we
So
don't
this went
have,
on the website, you're gonna tell me?
I'm sorry?
This went on the website that you were looking for.
That
not-
was an
not
appointment made by the mayor.
Okay.
But
By law,
you
you
know,
have the
this
right
is
to
your
appoint who you want.
greatest opportunity to bring people and recommend them to us. And if we say
Well, if
no,
I'm the
then you
commissioner,
have a
I don't
beef.
know. If I don't even know that this position's coming up, how would you expect me to go out and tell anybody? Or bring somebody to the table? Yes, we know where we're going with this, to continue the games, but the people need to know what you continue to keep doing.
There are
Don't you
now,
up
there are
front.
now 5 zoning board commissioners that are off the board, okay? Because they present a conflict with the statute. 5, I'm letting you know well in advance, please have some people brought to us so that we can consider them. At the end of the day, the mayor is the one that appoints them, and it's his final decision and his final discretion, but I'm inviting you to be part of the process.
How about this, how about we
5.
go further? How about we advertise this on our website? We let them know that we are looking for members of the zoning board, so people can get involved in
Very
the
good
process.
idea, and we will
Well,
do
we
it.
promised that last time, so. We did promise, you did
Today-
promise the people you were gonna do
Today,
that
there
in the
are
future.
5. That's only one. Today, there are 5. Let's go on Monday, talk to Carmela, so she can talk to the website person and advertise it. Yes, I agree with you.
I will be sure to bring you 5.
That will be true
We'll see
public
how it goes.
participation.
It's a good experiment. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. The last one I have, I don't know if it's actually.
Just for clarification, I just had them send a request to Alfred to put that on the website. They might not honor it tonight because they might not be working, but sure, they're usually very good by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. There will be an announcement that will go up to say that we are seeking members of boards, and if anybody's interested, please contact the mayor's office. Done.
Did you get to the last resolution? I don't know if you finished. You finished everything?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
about to run this.
I just was curious, I know, when I think of constable, someone explain to me what a constable is.
Constable
I
is
have an idea what it is, but I don't know.
Constable is, my understanding, is a constitutional position that the municipality was allowed to create a constable, that person is empowered with certain rights to effectuate lockouts for rent control. So if someone gets evicted, the landlord would then call what is referred to as a constable to come to monitor or change the locks and assist in the eviction rate. Police officers refrain from getting involved in civil matters. They deal with criminal matters, so they don't deal with certain civil actions. So if there's a property dispute or seizure, such as landlord, tenant, or things of that nature, that's where a constable would fill that void or that need. They also have certain other rights in terms of serving warrants, like time pay orders or things involved in municipal court, and that's essentially what they get to do.
All right, well, let's ask this question first. How much are these people gonna be paid for this?
There's no dollar amount.
There's no money involved.
Nope.
So
The
they're
town
gonna
does not
be
pay out
charged.
of pocket.
How will they be paid?
They get paid by the individual who requires their services. I believe there may be a statutory fee as to what they can charge that's set forth by the state. So if you were a landlord and you wanted a person evicted, you would call the constable. I think it's a $25 or $40 fee that would be assessed, and the landlord would then pay the constable.
Now, normally in a situation, I notice that this happens in the county. Most of these are resolved, it's like landlord has a problem, once we move the tenant,
Correct.
not paying rent. I know it's done in the county normally.
It's done in Superior Court.
Superior Court. Well, that doesn't get done in this town, obviously, right?
No, but the order gets issued, and somehow or another, that landlord with that piece of paper has to effectuate that order. Somebody, he usually wants somebody in official capacity to serve it. Our police department never serves landlord-tenant warrants. It's not something they would ever deal with, or any small claims warrant of that nature.
So, okay, I know there's a lot of people that do this. They go around with the vans, they give the orders out, they go to the door, etc. Is this like a business? I don't understand. You're giving them the right to do this business in town?
It's a service. It's a service. I don't know if I would call it a business.
So now that you gave them the appointment, are they able to, open up down the block here across the street and offer constable services?
Correct.
Okay, so this is more of a business decision. You're rewarding these gentlemen by, for whatever reason, or to be constables here in the town. Now, would the county call these two individuals if it was everything to do with Westonville?
The county
They
could
could use anybody they
The
want?
county can call them and utilize them. I know for personal experience of being a lawyer, there's a gentleman, Constable Mobile, who works out of Jersey City, and when I had clients that wanted a tenant removed, I would call him and make arrangements, and he would meet me at the property, or meet the owner of the property, and he would effectuate the warrant, and that would be the process.
And this isn't now, when they rent space or do anything, this is no expense whatsoever to the taxpayer.
No. I don't even know if Constable Mobile rents space or anything. I don't know if he still works.
Worked out his house.
I think so. Do you know what I'm talking
Because I know
about?
where he lives.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's been doing it for years.
25, 30 years maybe.
Right? That's the thing.
It was Will Brown.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's what he essentially does. He effectuates, and quite frankly, if you deal with landlord-tenant court, some of those will tell you there is a delay in that process because there's a backlog. When you call him or what have you, there is a delay.
A trivia question. The word constable came from the 5th century during the Byzantine Empire. The constable was the person that used to take care of the horses at that time. So the word came from there, and that's how it processed. And for us, it's a perfect situation because we're gonna have somebody we're not paying for, but are able to bring money to the town, which is fantastic. Thank you.
How is money brought to the town by doing that?
Enforcement of warrants, for example, once they go before the judge would say, you owe X amount of money, you're here on an arrest warrant. On top of the fine, you now have to pay the constable fee also. That's an example.
That's what I was asking you before. So does the money come to the town first and is paid by the town to the constable?
No.
So it'll be paid to the constable and returned to the town by the constable himself? Reimbursed?
I mean, it depends, I don't know how the court mechanism would begin, would deal with that, but it's probably the same as the public defender fee or something like that.
And we used to, didn't we have cops usually go around and do warrants and all that? So
It depends on the nature of the warrant.
it's gonna create another position.
There are many warrants that are not being enforced, and we hope that this position will start enforcing some of these warrants.
And basically, it's to save taxpayers money. Because we're not having to pay this person, they'll bring more revenue to
And
the
it
town.
brings the revenue.
And we save money on hiring additional cops, even though Commissioner Rodriguez is in the process of hiring more cops. Thank you.
Ordinances. We have a hearing and final adoption of bond ordinance 313. It's an ordinance of the town of West New York and the county of Hudson, New Jersey, providing various capital improvements for the town of West New York and appropriating $2,730,000 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $2,053,000 in general improvement bonds or notes of the town of West New York to finance the same. And we have the hearing and final adoption of bond ordinance 413, which is an ordinance in the town of West New York, the county of Hudson, New Jersey, providing acquisition of all the right titles and interests of the Hudson County Improvement Authority under a 2008 lease and agreement and appropriating $7,500,000 therefore, and providing for the issuance of $7,500,000 in bonds or notes of the town of West New York to finance the same. And we have an introduction of ordinance 613, which is an ordinance amending chapter 114 of the Code of West New York, the consumption in retail premises without a liquor license. Then we have introduction of 713, which is an ordinance repealing ordinance number 1110, which is entitled an ordinance amending chapter 76 of the Code of the Town of West New York, its personnel. And then we have an introduction of ordinance 813, which is an ordinance repealing ordinance 4195, entitled an ordinance establishing restricted parking in front of one resident for the use by handicapped resident at 327 61st Street.
So just to explain the reason for the last ordinance is handicap parking spaces way back when were done by ordinance, now we do them by resolution. So to remove an ordinance, the only way to remove it is with another ordinance. That's why that's,
I got a question about, Lee, no, not Lee, ordinance 4. Explain that to me, with the personnel.
I didn't draft that one, so I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, I didn't draft that one. You would have to ask, Mr.
What about the
Garcia.
employee handbook?
That is done, a couple tweaks, a couple suggestions, but I think we can do it by resolution. It is done. It's
No,
not
I'm
on.
talking about,
I know, it's not on.
It says because the salary policy and employment policy issues must be dealt by ordinance and not by resolution. That's what I learned, so I need something to explain that.
I believe that by statute of the state of New Jersey, anything pertaining to local government employees and salaries has to be adopted formally by an ordinance. Because a resolution technically is from year to year, and an ordinance is on the books until such times as it's amended. So it has longevity, an ordinance versus a resolution which dies basically after 12 months.
Now what is this, as far as civil service employees or appointed employees? Like, what is that in regards to, what is this gonna affect?
All it does is, all that salary, if you read the actual ordinance, all it does, it deals with personnel problems, doesn't really address salaries or anything in that effect. It's just a generic ordinance that is being repealed. Deals with vehicle usage, the repeal personnel section of the ordinance? It's a question.
What is the question?
Yeah,
Oh.
what is this again?
Right, that ordinance, was passed June 2010, and I believe, and I have argued, and I am absolutely convinced that it was passed as a result of the resolution approving the payment to Janet Pesante. Because our argument in court is that such a resolution had to be done by ordinance, because the statute says that anything dealing with salary or earned compensation has to be passed by ordinance. And I believe that another sneaky move by the Vega administration, just like they did with the, what Chairman Neff called I don't remember.
A gimmick.
Another gimmick.
Another gimmick, yeah.
What they did with the garage, I think they did the same exact thing here. They wanted to pass an ordinance that said, we can do this by resolution after the fact. So one day, if it was ever challenged, like all these commissioners challenged it with the June 2011 resolution, that it would not hold effect. So since it violates state law, and we intend to now create ordinance related to employment policies, we want to repeal the ordinance. And the new employment policy ordinance is going to be the adoption of the employment manual, which I think all of you should be involved in creating or making comments as to what should go there, because you're gonna vote on it. And we should have it ready in the next 10 days or so. That's the reason why we're repealing that ordinance. It said you could make adoption of policy by way of resolution, and the statute says it can only be done by way of ordinance.
I was gonna say that I'm extremely happy that you're trying to recoup the money that was paid to that individual. We're talking $300,000.
Well, we're all in agreement here that that's what you wanted done.
Yes.
This was done over here. So, this is one of the few issues where we all agree.
How much is it gonna cost though is it gonna cost more than $300,000 to get her money back, or?
No, actually.
Oh, no, not at all. I think the legal bills today are not more than $10,000, and there's been a lot of work done.
It's a lot of money. Thank you.
So, did you get a consent agenda? So
Nice.